to Tabletop News. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate. And to get started, we are starting with my favorite site, the Bundle of Holding. Now, on offer is an amazing hex crawl. So, first on offer is an amazing old school hex crawl. There is a difference. Old school, of course, being the original, a reimagining of the original D&D. Completely compatible. Now, this is Wolves Upon the Coast. This is a grand campaign for $17.95 for the whole price. Sorry, whole bundle. One price for the whole bundle. Now, this is a bare bones, old school tabletop role-playing game. History's gone. It's taken from you. You were thralls. Now your master is dead in the bottom of a raiding vessel. Equipped for adventure, you are free, if that is a thing, in the basement of a raiding vessel. Now, of course, this is a sweeping sandbox campaign for old school revival community. And add this impressive campaign to your library for one price, $17.95. And what does $17.95 get you? Well, not much at the fast food joint, eh? But here we go. Wolves Upon the Coast, a grand campaign. It's a 51 by 32 hex, color detailed map of an island chain known as the Mid-Isles, the Peninsula of Faroe, and much of the mainland, Pyra. About 540 keyed hexes, roughly akin to Northern Europe, in what used to be called the Dark Ages. Actually, that's a misnomer. The Dark Ages was a modern name given to the medieval period between the fall of the Roman Empire and the rise of what was more commonly known as the medieval era, which is actually the Middle Kingdom era, right? So you have the fall of the Roman Empire, the emergence of new kingdoms, which already began. The Roman Empire already started to split. So Dark Ages, misnomer. But I think you get the point. This is early medieval feudalism. That's what you should be saying. All right. Now, there are some dungeons, no art, the layout's plain text, Spartan as a Word document, but the production value is clean. Or you can actually get a demo file to see right from itch.io. Right, old school rules are derived from the original D&D. Now, Wolves Upon the Coast, Monsters and Treasures is exactly what it says. You've got monsters, rewrites the classic adversaries from the original D&D for Wolves on the Coast, and treasure, which is the old original D&D treasures with new items, cultural artifacts, and appropriate to the setting. So, tables are revised for usability, no more letter codes. So, yes. Well, here you go. You have the maps. Right. Now, this was a huge campaign, right? 30 players, 3 referees, and the campaign covered a year-long voyage across the Whale Roads, seeking glory, power, and a place to call home. Sounds like Spain on the weekend, right? Yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum, the Whale Roads is a floating flotilla following their victories, challenges, and defeats in the Northern Islands. You got a large cast of characters: monks, cultists, warriors, fisherfolk, anarchists, alchemists, and more. You have wrestled with life and death, faith and friendship, and you want to see more of the wider world. This is where you start. So you have a myriad of options The railroad is a poetic naming for the sea, and there is actually a 256-page booklet with house rules and more. So you see there's treasure books and more, an amazing price. And 5 days to go. Next up, we have Mists of Akuma. This one I am excited for. This is an Eastern fantasy steampunk noir 5th edition tabletop role-playing game with 2 campaign books, 3 adventure paths, and many expansions and player aids. However, if you only get started, $12.95, you get the core rulebooks, but level up, which I recommend you do, you get more. Now, this is an all-new bundle presenting. Okay, this is a tabletop Eastern, of course, as you could tell by the artwork. Noir steampunk fantasy from Storm Bunny Studios. This is for D&D 5th edition. But if you're a genius or the average GM, both are one and the same. Come on, folks, you know the drill. You can adapt anything to. You play D&D for as long as I have. You can adapt anything. It's just 5th edition is just not my cup of tea. All right. So after decades of rebellion, the 24 warrior clans of Silverin have overthrown the technologically advanced Kurgan and restored the Mustal Imperial dynasty. But Emperor Hitoshi struggles to control the divided prefectures as they war amongst themselves with tattooed monks, herbalists, steam-augmented bushy bots. Say that a few times in the dark, right? Hey, bushy bot, $50. If you know, you know. You don't, you don't. All right, Clockwork Adepts, Harangi Yokai Shapeshifters. All right, bushy bots. What's a Nekometer? And what do Nekometer often do? Right? Thank you. All right, so we have many things. Spies, merchants, shapeshifters, spell swords, and more. Now they face a greater threat. The legendary mists. Anybody play Fortnite? it's Fortnite, right? The one with the... it's one of them. I know it's one of them. Right, where you get wiped if you stay too long in a place. Onai, that's Japanese for demon for the uninitiated. And Shinobi, for you, that is actually the original proper name for the ninja. Ninjutsu is actually the name of the art. Shinobi is Shadow Warrior. So you don't have Shinobi Shadow Warriors, it's just Shinobi. Ronin, Heretical, and Gaijin. For you and me, that's us. All right, so Harangan Yoki, I think those are animal spirits. Yeah. Oh, no, touched. Ooh. I don't want to know your sex life. All right, so all joking aside, this is a full-scale campaign. Now, it has 2 adventure paths, right? It's a sandbox. Okay, so even all the price, even the impoverished samurai can start off at $12.95, but there are 6 titles in that collection. However, if you level up, now $25.15 is just on the decent side for an entire bonus collection with 5 more titles. Right, so an amazing collection. I'm looking forward to this one. Now, this is actually a 2017 campaign, but it has an anniversary edition for 2024. So here we go. Pay the minimum price and get the campaign book, which covers a little bit of history, the nobles, the countryside, the folk, the prefectures, and sets up the world. Okay, so you've got goblins and all sorts of animal folk. hobgoblins, and automations. Now, survival is not the goal, it's the benchmark. You will die or fall corruption. It's a matter of if or when. So it's a race against time, and you are in the dying lands. So you break free of one imperialism to only face the dangerous mists, and you got new backgrounds, feats, monsters, cities, and a mystery adventure. Now you also have a few little throw-ins, some primers, some introduction adventures, and the Game Master screen. Just on its own, that is full value on its own. However, you have expansions. Here is a companion book for all versions, right, to help you customize appearance, background, personalities of each ancestor. So you got ancestries. And last but not least, actually, this is 2 in 1, so that is 5, 2, 3. All right, so you got 3 parts of this one. You've got the core rulebook, the introductory adventures, and the Game Master screen. And then you've got these 2 add-ons. Now, this is a guide to the mists, of course, and encounters and mini adventures. So you have the stark difference between the rich and poor, diverse races who are aligned or pitted against each other. No encounter assumes no particular prefecture. So you can adapt and change and deal with monks, ghost dogs, demons, and you have new conditions and various monster types. And there's a second volume, but that is in the bonus collection. Level Up, which I recommend you do. You have Mists of Akuma Imperial Matchmaker. This includes icons. Okay. So amongst some clans, they've had a few battles, and the enmity is strong. They are seeking a grand gesture to end all skirmishes and disputes. The Emperor's made an alliance, wants to mark the anniversary against the foreign occupiers, and chosen 20 brides and grooms to wed in a lavish ceremony. This is where you come in, probably. There are several clans seeking mercenaries and spell swords to provide protection or otherwise. And there's other adventure hawks, individual bodyguards. There are other ways to line your pocket, as well as the corrupting mist and monsters. So it's an urban sandbox. There's a huge source book, huge description, more maps and monsters. You got allies, pets, and more new magic items. Iconics Tomes is some characters for NPCs and rivals. Trade War. This is an adventure path to test your character's 3rd to 12th level. You are engaged in exactly that, a trade war. A potent necromancer from the past has brought about a reign of agony, despair, and death. Now, in this looming crisis, the immortals who treat the world as their game are gathering their agents and pawns, deploying unique warriors across the continents with mysterious goals. Now you have demons toting guns, hobgoblins with plagued warriors, and much more in a nail-biting race through the undead dungeon to face off an ancient evil. This is a months-long campaign. So again, there's new classes, new items, new monsters, new rules for mass combat, and a bone dungeon based on the Buddhist hells. So you really want to go to heck? Beyond the Great Divide. Now this takes you from 3rd to 16th, and this compiles earlier modules along with new adventures. This is a massive campaign on its own with monsters and NPCs and magic items, and of course a crisis. Right, there's a new supernatural haze, and one that drains the mind instead of the soul. And even greater difficulty, there's the venerable lady who passes, and you must track down her offspring to carry out her will. Now you have many other side quests and adventures, and rediscover ancient technology. And of course, there's a war that's going to destroy most of the world. So, yeah. Don't rush, no pressure. Now, Mists of Akuma, Sorobornian Vigilantes, Part 2. More encounters, more mini adventures. These are arranged from levels 1 to 20. Were originally for his Patreon backers. Now, sequel in this volume starts with a message, and from there it goes on. You've got various adventures, none of which are detailed, but this is an amazing campaign. This is on par, in fact, probably rivals Adorn Hall, the great mega dungeon. This in itself is a great campaign. It's actually multiple campaigns. You have many paths, right? You've got trade war, you have the side quests on their own, and of course you've got this ongoing battle for survival against this ticking down clock. The sword of Damocles is hanging over your head. And all I could say is, Bonsai! Next, Down Crawl Sky Crawl. 10 days to go on this amazing dungeon. It's a crawl for $14.95. Go on a downward crawl. Another one on its way to the hells. Now, these are twin toolkits from Aaron A. Reed to help you create spontaneous tabletop adventures in the deep, deep down. Add the Azure Etern. As you can see, these are subterranean realms where the sun don't shine. Yes, you're sitting on the subterranean realm right now. So these ebooks are a fantasy adventure. We're using Downcrawl's built-in engine for a standalone experience. Crawl through forgotten labyrinths, scramble over crowd kingdoms lit by intelligent suns, gawk at stalagmite-tight cities, and behold hollow asteroids. All in the Clutchlands and Jizzle Deep, the Shadow Moons and Godwood, the Bubble Muck and Zenith Ring. All sounds like outcasts from Dante, right? Probably is. Right, this bundle brings you everything, including its latest supplement, for less than the price it takes to hire a Elder Otterkin Explorer from the Drizzle League. In other words, cheaper than a Big Mac, right? $14.95 gets you all 7 titles in this DRM-free collection. Now, this is the second edition. The first edition came out in the World Builders Toolkit. Actually, I believe I have World Builders Toolkit number 6. Wait, my hard drive crashed. I have to download everything again. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, I have to. I tried a hard drive recovery and they haven't come back. It's most likely looking like I just paid them to look at it and go, nah, she's dead. So, moving on. Crawling Collection, $14.95 gets you the lot, I tell you. And you're going to rejoice with this bundle. The Downward players and game masters collaborate to build and explore the endless underground called the Deep, Deep Down. A full journey system that gives you rules for structuring dangerous journeys between underground places, gather intel, increase your odds of success, and manage your stuff to keep you from getting lost, as well as dying. Okay, there's going to be a lot of dying in dungeon crawls. That's the point of dungeon crawl, to see how long you last. The idea is not to explore every nook and cranny in one go. If you're not doing a crawl right if you're not going, no, not Drizzt number 6. Cross out the 6, put 7, cross out all your gains, and start again. And start again. And what do you do after on the third week? Start again. So, both, shout out to Vince, master of start again. Both toolkits are compatible with any RPG system. As a standalone game, this offers a unique system to generate new places, people, and encounters on the fly. You can play with a game master or just go solo. Now, this is a new improved rule set. And there was a backer campaign, October 24. 10 ports. Lift your campaign in the endless airborne world of floating islands, where you have weird villages, rocky spheres, lit by sentient suns. Brave souls towards rootless mountains in far-flung orbits, and sky beasts swim wild. Now, this is a hex crawl with an infinite sky. Learn the secrets of Orcs to distill alchemical secrets from the winds, generate new flying people and ships of all descriptions, yada, yada, yada. There's a website, 10 ports in an infinite sky. Lets you sail the ships to new and wondrous destinations. Hence the name. However, in the Azura Eternal Skies, there is something weird and wonderful just beyond the next cloud. Sweet release. And of course, what is a crawl without extra information, right? You're always looking for the strange, the new, and the wonderful. Well, investigate the invasion of a new slime in the bubble muck. Ride the lava-ploughed railways deep underground and delve into the odd and curious corners of the deep, deep down. Now, where the rock stops, often your head, there's a roof suspended over a black and monstrous void. Some think it's merely an oversized cavern. Others call it the canyon. Oh, yes, we can't say that word on it. Others, of course, call it the end of the world. Yes, you get married to a canyon and you definitely get an echo. Those who know, those who don't. One day, Daddy might tell you what I meant. Rule 3. Hash 3, part 3, the drizzle depths. Rain has begun to fall throughout the deep, deep down, an odd place considering your many leagues underground. However, flooded tunnels are now mold clogged, and this mold clogged streets cause trouble for travellers and common folk. However, what's the source of the drizzle, and who is this legendary beast passing through the underground seas? And of course, was it a elemental ritual gone wrong? Find out in this quest in the muddy ways of the drizzle depths. Amazing. You've got 1, 2, 3 amazing bundles. 4 is Good Society, a 2024 tabletop role-playing game based on Jane Austen. Good Society for $17.95 gives you a weird gentlemanly game. This is a resurrection of a previous bundle of a collaboratory Regency RPG that captures the heart of Jane Austen's novels. Think Bridgerton, Downton Abbey, Upstairs, Downstairs, and all the other British dramas which you may have not... oh, yes. Let's just say diversity and move on. However, there's a twist to this, of course. You are ambitious. You have the power to change your story. You can take control, create rumors, scandals, orchestrate all sorts of incidents, and exploit everything to your advantage, all to gain your secret desire while jealously guarding your good name. You are the vicious rogue. You are the sword. Yes, the rogue. You have material. Has a deck of playing cards in which you create to expand your adventures with. Right. Okay, you and a fellow players work together to create your own Jane Austen novel in the fictional town of Harbinshire. This is a collaborative game for just a storytelling weekend. If you're into storytelling, this is fine. You have a story game cycle, right, where you use cut, desire, relationships, and connection cards to define the character's goals and circumstances. You use your resolve tokens to shape the story and pretty much guide the story to its end while the GM monologues. Now, this is based on the gentry versus the rising class of professionals, merchants, and industrialists. It's not so much concerned with the nobility, such as dukes, princes, and kings, or the fate of the middle class, or even the working class. This is about the emotional struggles of a specific set of society who are ambitious enough to rise from one station to challenge another, but they're never going to be part of that class. Yeah, if you hadn't figured out, Jane Austen was a wannabe and she wrote about wannabes. Woohoo, right? But still, if you're into storytelling games, this is for you. If you're a writer, I suppose this would fill you in on the period and would be good as reference material. For a steampunk game would be good as reference. This is better as reference material for a steampunk game. Be the dashing rogue, rob the rich, give to the poor. As in, I'm the poor. I ran from the rich and no longer poor until my next card game. And then I rob the rich all over again. Great movie, I forget its name. But obviously, like every movie, it was ruined by two men fighting over a woman. Yes, expanded acquaintance is exactly that. Expands the acquaintance system. And of course, you have senses, ability, swordsmanship, right? Scarlet Pimpernel, Zorro, and Survey. Hey, well, you've got additional playing materials and that. And this is where, yes, you get the Robin Hood. You also got practical magics and the uh, upstairs, downstairs aspect of the game where you can. You have Lady Susan and Private Eye, and yes, and the Fey Court, and you can actually turn this into a decent steampunk game. Victorian, go get yourself 1883, throw this on top. You got yourself some wonderful reference material for a setting in this, and play some 1883 on top of it with some sword and sorcery thrown in, and go around the world as a dashing British officer taking care of threats to the crown. Boink. Yes, if only someone had done that, actually done that. All right, moving on. The Love and Longing deck. Yeah. Love and yearning, blah, blah, blah. Yes, if you're into that, forget-me-nots and desires and relationships. Yes, I knew I am poo-pooing this on some level, but in fact, I am selling this to you not as a role playing game, but as a setting for another role playing game. If you're into steampunk, this would make an excellent setting. If you're into storytelling, this would make an excellent role playing game. If you're a role player, there is not, unless you're a LARPer, there is not much here for you. I apologize. But yeah, you LARPers can use this, of course. I love the expansion of the imagination. And this one has me excited. Neon City Overdrive is a neon collection. And for $5.95 is like, wow! But yes, this is May 2022, fast-paced cyberpunk tabletop role-playing game. Now, this is light and rules light, so it is a quick game and it is light on the rules. It's based on the FU system. I mean, the Freeform Universal system. Yeah, it's FU. It's cyberpunk. It's FU. Okay, like most things, cyberpunk is. So my demon troll warrior, super troll, is dead for the umpteenth time. Reboot. No, press the reboot button. Yeah. Now, this is using the rule of cool, which you may or may not know was actually a concept applied to, but never actually originated in Salvorian games. Night City. What's it called again? Cyberpunk? Oh, I can remember right now Shadowrun, and I played Shadowrun, and I like Shadowrun, and in fact, on the weekend, I'll be playing the Shadowrun, one of the earlier Shadowruns, Shadowrun Returns. So, yes. Now, this is a revised bundle that once again gives you the entire Neo Ascending line for an unbeatable price. You cannot, right? It's cheaper than one book. And that one book, first book in the collection, is, of course, the Neon Overdrive. Gives you the best cyberpunk game you're not playing right now, according to Eon. Well, this is the neon signed paint the rain slick streets of the Metroplex in a river of neon out of the walls that hold back the wasteland. Here you are, cogs in the machine, distracted from your ineffectual lives by slick commercialism and evasive media. I thought this was fantasy. All right, so you have skills. You can put your skills to the test, aka putting your life on the line in return for cash, reputation, or leverage. With much effort and little luck, some luck, lots of luck, you'll survive temporarily. And if you achieve your goals and escape this life of trouble, what is awaiting you? Stab in the back. All right, this is a standard D6 dice pool game full of flaws and other fun stuff where you just basically put your skills to the test each and every encounter. It's cyberpunk. You punk each other. Now, along the way, you just don't have guys with guns. The grid is about the neon world of hackers, code slingers, and AIs. They call the grid home. Oh, how original. The grid, Stereotron. And it spans the world with new characters, enemies, and story hooks to take you off the streets. And of course, it has all the usual where you have new material, deals with AI programs, and a simulated version of hacking which involves combat against entities known as intelligent counter intruders, intruder countermeasures, or whatever you want to call them. Basically, they're intelligent programs that can kill you if you let them get into your head, which they eventually will, because eventually the dice will turn against you. Ha ha ha! Then you're mine, I tell you. Then you don't die. You get turned into a skin job. What's a skin job? A doll, an artificial human, allegedly. Skin jumpers, digital ghosts. You are a cyborg. You're a chip. You can reskin. You can pretty much transfer between bodies. Of course, there's rules for reskinning and transfer sickness and other flaws and traumas and things such as bioroids, androids, and so forth, and various jobs along the way where you must steal skin jobs and escape the various gunships that will come for you. Yeah, good luck with that one. However, you're there to have fun, not to survive. Now, this supplement explores psychic powers, or what you would say, psionics, and the untapped powers of the mind. Right, the 7 types of psychic powers can be incorporated into any cyberpunk game. However, this one comes with a whole bunch of rules and gear, and in itself is a mini setting called Grim City. That's it for the bundle of holding. 5 little bundles. This one's almost expired 3 days ago. This is all brought to you by me. More to the point, members of my Future Fantasy Patreon, where you get notifications to my gaming, to more tabletop news as it comes out. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to recover the artwork from the maps, but we'll see. We'll see what sort of happens. We may have to just retire the maps, not as if they're... And of course, role-playing supplements and artwork, I am working to get that all back up and running and recovered. I am working on new material as well every month. So, yes, become a member for as little as... Yeah. Okay. Membership options. Little as $1 a month, you get access, right? And $3 is a double thank you. You get to see the artwork, to help fund the artwork. $5 helps you fund more. And yeah. Oops. All right, here we go. Of course, most purchases are linked on, most purchases on your drive-through most purchases on your bundle of holding account are linked to drive-through RPG. It gives you updates by you also can subscribe to your creator and get discounts that are not advertised. And as well as that, you can get extra material to go beyond the bundle. Now, recently, Traveller was given a makeover. And as previously discussed in past episodes, we discussed how Traveller Mongoose put out a rather ambitious list to upgrade many more books to come. Now, most of these upgrades are purchased. Links in the description below. All right. The universe of Traveller is filled with many vehicles, and this book gives you from luxurious flying homes, massive trucks, sailing ships, and everything in between, even dirt bikes. Now, this is new rules for vehicles, vehicle collisions, combat, and chase, as well as the terror of the battlefields. There are modifications, repairs, customizations, weapons. Of course, there's also ramming. Now, you have a complete catalogue of vehicles, so you could just pretty much go with the standard ATV, the speeder, or the carrier. Yeah. Bought the initial. No, bought the. Yeah. They had actually just done this as an update by the looks of it initially. But those who subscribe to Mongoose would have known this was coming. Or me, because I told you. Next up, we have from Two Little Mice, the brilliant duo who brought us, I think it's still a duo, brought us the now I've forgotten its name. I think it was here in the side. Yeah, 13 Age Combined is new. There was a bundle of holding. I think also these adventures were part of a bundle of holding with 13 Age and the Adventures of Little People. I think, is this it? No. Outgunned is good, though. Outgunned is good. No, it's previously they'd done an adventure where you had, the post-human world. I think it was a clever, unique setting. And this is basically superheroes with a twist, right? You have criminal bosses in white suits, CEOs with no remorse. Again, where's the fiction? Now, of doctors and professionals who dress like animals and act as if they have the right to destroy the city. Again, where's the fiction? Haywire AIs. Yeah, we haven't got there yet. Hurry up, Elon. Where's the rogue AIs? We need some entertainment. Yes, too much humanity in this universe. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Even in the darkest hour, people of the world can look up the sky. I hope. What is it? A bird playing? Neither. It's you. You're the superhero. You're the defender. You can't have a job or hold one, right? You're too busy defending against the bad guys. You don't even have money to pay rent. But your partner's left you because you're never home, right? And the papers are constantly slandering you, so get ready to answer the call to be an outgunned hero. The world's mightiest RPG. The superhero genre is back, full of flawed characters. And, okay, Outgunned is a dramatic action RPG combining action and heist genres. You play as a group of heroes fighting against a villain to save the day. Always outnumbered, always outgunned. Never retreat, never surrender. Get ready with that eraser to go from character 1 to character 5, 6, 7. But that's it. We're not here for survival. We're here for fun. Fun, I tell you. I didn't kill your character on purpose. Needlessly gruesome deaths. No, they were needless. They were absolute necessary and hilarious. Now, moving on from the drive-through RPG to the realm of Kickstarter. We have Of Folk and Fey. Man, I wish I had a few bucks right now. I'd probably back this. Well, it's got 29 days to go. Only 4 backers. But they've pledged and pledged good. Now, this is a fairy tale themed RPG. Hey, folks, you want to kick in some money? And links in the description below. Yeah, if I get enough, I'll actually back this. Yeah, and actually, yeah, $5 gets the basic. 15 gets you 3 items in that one. Golden Harp only 30, so basically around $17.95, I think, US, with shipment anywhere in the world. And I'll even do yeah, it's a Grand Spark, yeah, print on demand, which is around, I think, another $14 on delivery, I think, although I think it's actually up to 21, depends on the weight. There you go. I'll think about this one. Folk and Fey. Well, we're all thinking about this one. Let me introduce you, right? This is for the paying for the editing and the work with professional artists. And, yeah, and the printing costs. Yeah, it always kills you. All right, so built on the common themes of folklore of exactly that, folklore, okay? Frontier of Tales. These are all not the Disney-fied versions. These are the real deal, the actual build your own adventures, magical inheritance, and all that stuff, right? Remember, they were called Grim Tales for a reason. Now, this uses a dice ball system inspired by Cortex Prime and a system called Boons and Woes, inspired by Dragahar Hope, and blah, blah, blah. Lots of things. Right, three-phase battle system. Enables you to weaken threats, give them a chance to beat their, make a chance to either beat down or make a heroic stand, or watch them run away like Jack and the Beanstalk. You never know. But the project could be late. So it's written. It's there. They have writing and artwork and commissioned. So, yeah. Milky White Cow gives you the plain PDF, right? Magic Beans will give you the line-drawn artwork. You also get a collector's magazine, 6 mini RPGs. So it's a bucket of dice game. No. But if you go for the big reward, you get the printed hardcover. Yeah. So, so you got 1, 2, 3 PDFs and 4. So 3 PDFs and the hardcover of Folk and Fey. And there's an optional soft cover, collector's edition. Folk and Fey looks pretty good. Now, last week, fully funded, right? Last time we visited, so close, and And again, this is a bit rich for me. Canadian system. So Canadian has made this for 5th edition. The basic adventures, yeah, but all adventures, yeah. See, the basic adventures is just the basic one, but then $100 for everything. Right, this is a raid. But it's also an adventure. Now it's pretty good. It's fantastic. Okay, you start off with just coming in to deal with some goblins, right? You find out that you have an adventure with escalating threats and tensions. So in the first act, you witness the devastation. You find evidence of traitor amongst the merchants, face down an orc ambush, and find that he's carrying documents. Following on that, you find and track down the goblins. Now, following that, you take on their leader and deal with the Dark Tower, where they're attempting to deal with magic they don't understand. So you can either deal with the threat, broker peace, or fight to the death. So you got a whole bunch of maps, and a whole bunch of adventures and illustrations, encounters and monsters, and many more. And you got various add-ons, which of course themselves each standalone adventures. Quite the collection. If I had a few $100 right now, it's going on my bills, unfortunately. Unless, again, lo and behold, some magic backers. Yeah, oh gosh, speaking of backers, I do actually have some old backers that I'm going to collect and recollect from my previous outings. If you Kickstarter is a good way, right? You start a Kickstarter, right? You go from Kickstarter to a bundle holding, and then end up on DriveThruRPG. Probably you've got to upload it RPG, create the bundle, and get in touch with. Yeah, a lot of these don't become out of Kickstarter. I think I've only seen a few become bundle of holdings. Two Little Mice is a good example. Sometimes Mongoose brings out bundles. Most D&D ones don't come out as bundles. But I'm hoping this one does come out as a bundle. I'm pretty sure this one would eventually, but you never know. But bundle holding, they are time limited. So all links are in the description below. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And please support the channel. You can support me at Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. All my links are in the link tree description below, in my profile, or scan the QR code on the screen. Once again, I appreciate each and every one of you. See you in the next video. Please click that like button. It costs nothing, helps with the algorithm. The more likes you get, the more recommendations you get. That seems to be it. And if you comment, even if it's just for the algorithm, please. See you in the next video. Bye for now. Oops, wrong button.